Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the author of this best-selling book. It's a children's book, and it teaches all of us how to not keep our dreams on the shelf. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
It's called The One Day Novel. I'm going to write a novel one day, and that one day never happens. Wendy Wildt is here. She's a speaker and best-selling author of Buckets, and she's going to teach us all how to get that dream off the shelf and put it into action. Wendy, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's so nice to be here, Jeff. I appreciate it.
All right, how long had you been working on Buckets in your mind?
It's a great question. So for me, it was a 10-year journey. It was something that I would work on when I was on vacation or when I had some free time or when I could carve out 15 minutes. And it's something that kept on coming up in my spirit over the years. And so I would pick it up and I'd put it back down and pick it up and put it back down. And I did that for over 10 years with this book.
Wow. I'm so glad that you didn't keep your dream on the shelf. And so we're going to talk more about her speaking career and her best-selling book in a minute. I want to talk about your day job. So you work for a publicly traded company. Tell us about the company you work for.
I do. So I am incredibly lucky and blessed to be in Dallas, Texas, and to be working for RGP. We are a publicly held company. We're headquartered in Dallas as well. And my day job is really out meeting with clients during the day. And a lot of clients right now want to hear about AI. So during the day, I feel like I turn into somebody who is an AI person talking about systems and how to really take your systems and your data and get things accurately flowed through for your shareholders and your employees. And then I would tell you at night and on the weekends, I have the opportunity to do some of the things that I'm super passionate about in terms of writing. And so I feel really blessed and lucky, Jeff.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and pull up the website for your company. What separates your company from others in the very crowded AI space?
Gosh, it is crowded right now. And I would say it's results. So we come in, we do an assessment. From the assessment, we come back with a process and a program, and then we will go in and execute on that for usually 11 to 12 weeks, wrap up that work. And then if you want us to continue to work with you, we're happy to do so. And I think that that's something that sets us apart.
Outstanding. Okay, we're going to tippy-toe into your book. We're going to put this on the screen, so let's go ahead and put this up as a full-screen graphic. One, I want you to brag about your illustrator.
So I have to tell you, I feel so lucky that Jewel came into my life. And I was actually in downtown McKinney at the time. I was walking down the street, and I was really frustrated, Jeff. I had reached out to 3 other illustrators that had been recommended to me by various people, and it was the day. I was like, Lord, today is the day that I really need to find an illustrator. And so I walked up to this girl sitting outside in downtown McKinney, and she was wonderful. And I said, I love your artwork. Will you please illustrate my book? And she said, well, I have all of these projects going on. I'm not sure that I can. She does this whole Norman and the Shark book. I was so impressed with her. And she's like, but I have a friend. So neither one of us have our phones on. I mean, it was a crazy day. I don't have my phone on me, nothing. So she writes her information down on a piece of paper. I call her friend that day. Her friend Jewel calls me back. And then Jewel and I started working together over the course of a year to take this from pieces of paper, Jeff, that are not anything into what you see today.
And it's a beautifully illustrated book. So what do you want kids especially to take out of this book?
Yeah, Jewel did a great job of illustrating this book. And I would say I want kids to have a visual representation of being able to take your cares, put them in a bucket, and let them go away. So we all go through the day, right? And you pick things up. Sometimes you're able to let them go. Sometimes you're not. You put it in a bucket at night. You send it out the window. You sleep well. You dream well. You relax. You come back in the morning refreshed and full of love and hope. And I really want kids to have that. I think that we all deserve a peaceful night's sleep.
And I bet the parent, as they're reading this to their little one, can probably get something out of it too.
I would hope so. Yeah, I hope parents see the visual representation of, we all use buckets, right? I use buckets all the time. And so you take a bucket, you dump out your dirty water, you put in clean water, and you keep on going with whatever you're going through in your life. And so I really hope this is a visual representation of being able to clean things up and let things go, and then bring in the good, right? There's so much joy and grace and love in life, but I think sometimes we have to go and find that and fill our bucket back up.
And let's talk about the importance of letting things go if you want to get a good night's sleep. Because many of us go to sleep with worries, and we never get a full night's sleep.
We don't. And I think if we continue to head down that path, that obviously leads to health issues and other things. So really, for me, this was born out of, I use this, like this is something I use as an adult, right? Putting my cares, whatever happened that day, in a bucket and saying, I'm going to let that go. There's nothing I can do about that right now. I cannot carry it with me. And if I let it go and I send it away, oftentimes the answer and a solution comes up that I'm not thinking of. And so I love being able to let something go and then getting hope and an answer and a solution the next day that really came in my mind out of sleeping and dreaming and resting and relaxing, as I think we were meant to be.
What's your routine before you go to sleep? How do you wind down?
Oh, that's a good question. So I often journal. I think journaling is a great tool. So sometimes I even write verbally vomit on the top of a page and then let go of whatever it is that I'm thinking about. And then from there, I read scriptures, I read books, I read devotions sometimes. And then I personally, from watching and listening to Tony Robbins for so long, I come up with 5 things I'm grateful for, and I try to change them every day. And I say the 5 things I'm grateful for, and then I go to sleep. Like it's a natural process for me.
I had a friend who told me one time, a man's brain and a woman's brain is a little different in that a man can put something in a compartment, and I'll look at that. That's messy. I'm not going to look at that today. But this person described a woman's brain as spaghetti, like everything touches everything.
It's so true.
So putting things in buckets and letting them fly out into outer space is important, isn't it?
It is. I wish I had that man part of my brain that I don't have. So the spaghetti going into a bucket, it's helpful. It comes back clean too, right? And no residue, no red. No.
That's right. All right. You have a budding speaking career. I want you to talk about the kinds of audiences you like to speak to.
Thank you so much. So, I think that all of us have dreams, right? And we say, oh, one day, or I might, or I think. And so let me just tell you that I'm somebody who picked up a book and put it back down over 10 years. And finally, I got to a place in life doing some conferences and spending some time in Tony Robbins' rooms and really believing that I could get this out. And I started with 15 minutes a day. I mean, I have a full-time job. I have family and friends. I have obligations like we all do. And I finally picked this book up and I said, this is going to be the year. So I'll just tell you the first year of this is going to be the year was getting it off the paper and into Canva. And I actually went to a conference, Jeff, like an all-day women's conference. All the other women were doing like artwork and all this. I sat in a room by myself at a conference and I got everything into Canva. And at that time, it was much longer, right? Because I needed an illustrator. I needed a lot of other things. And so from there, I started meeting with the illustrator, which also took a year. And then from there, thank God for Linda Fisk, who you've interviewed. Love her. She is really the person who got me in touch with an individual who was able to help the book come to life, because it's all of these steps that you have to go through. And so if you're not willing to say, okay, here's my dream, it's been on the shelf for 10 years already. And so if it takes another year, it's okay. And I had to have that grace, because then getting the book out and published actually took another year.
And it's in rhyme, which is not easy for everyone.
No, it's not. It's not.
You know what you want to say, but how can you say it?
It's so true. Yeah, and then how do you condense it, right? It was much longer on paper. And how do you make it to where like a parent actually wants to read it to their kid at night and it's meaningful to the kid? And so it really is something that over time had to be edited and pared down and get into something that like I felt like could go out into the world and people would want to read it.
And you hit #1 on Amazon.
I did.
That's incredible. What'd that feel like?
So it's a bestseller on Amazon, which is great. It felt and it feels incredible. And so I'm grateful that we live in a time and a space where we have all these tools I mentioned, right? Like we have Canva and we have Tony Robbins and we have Amazon Publishing, and I'm really grateful for them, because without them and their support and helping, it wouldn't have happened. And I'm super grateful for the publisher. So it's a whole process of people that you end up interacting with that really kind of has nothing to do with my day job. And so I want to go back to your dreams. Like, if you have a dream on the shelf, like Elf on the Shelf, I'm just going to have you grab that out and start working on it, because you too can get it out there. And I think that that's what makes life beautiful, is taking what's in our heart
Yes.
and getting it out into the world.
Okay, we have about a minute left. So why don't you talk to that person who's procrastinating?
Okay.
Because
love
I
to.
think we
Yeah.
all do that.
Okay. So if you're procrastinating and you have a dream and you are excited about it, I am literally going to tell you to set your timer on your microwave for 15 minutes. And I'm sitting here as somebody who did this. 15 minutes of working on my book today, and then I'm going to put it back away. 15 minutes of calling 2 people, and then I'm going to put it away. 15 minutes of trying to figure out what's wrong on Amazon and why it will not publish the way I wanted to, and put it away. And I did that over the course of a year. And I'm sitting here telling you, you can do it. And I want to encourage you. I want you to take the dream, the magic in your heart, and get it out in the world.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your
you.
heart and your wisdom in this best-selling book with the world. We're going to leave with your company's website, which is rgp.com. Thank you so much, Wendy Wildt.
Thanks.
That's it for now. We'll see you
Okay.
next time.
All right. Thank you.